Hey everyone, it's Megan Huber here, and I have got the incredible Debbie White with me. I am so excited for you all to meet her and hear about her journey, which actually has not been that long. Debbie, you have only been in the coaching industry for, I think, like 9 months. Is that right?
Well, I think I'm actually at 10 now.
Oh my gosh, 10 whole months.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I'm super excited for everybody to meet you, to hear about your story, and we're gonna get real. We can share some of the things that have been a little clunky, and you've also had some really incredible results in the last, well, 10 months, honestly, since you started your business. We've been together for about 6 months, I believe.
Yeah.
So I would love for you to introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, a little bit about your company and who you work with, and we'll dive in from there.
Okay. Well, I'm Debbie White. I am a brand strategy expert and coach, and all I do now is have my online. I have a 12-month online program for women entrepreneurs, mainly service providers, life coaches, and creatives. And I really specialize in creating a brand messaging foundation of its brand strategy. And for those of you guys that may not know what that means, it's really how to get your message fine-tuned to your purpose, your why, your target audience, what's unique and special about your brand. And we have a foundation that we work with, and then we implement that with all of your content for the entire year. So that's my program. Did I answer all the questions?
You did. You did. Tell everybody where, like, okay, you've been in business 10 months, so everybody knows, like, you did something before that.
Yeah,
So give us the backstory
yeah.
of how you've been, like, how did you choose becoming a coach? How did you get into this industry? And you also, like, really hit the ground running. So
Yeah.
give us the backstory,
Okay.
and then I obviously have lots more questions.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I guess I got to fill people in a little bit more. Let's go big picture. I've been in the creative advertising and marketing space for over 30 years. That is my expertise. And I've also had a 7-figure ad agency. I have started several companies. This isn't my first time to start a company. All of them I've done the marketing and advertising for. They have not all been marketing companies because I consider myself a serial entrepreneur. So with that experience, when I decided a year ago, like, this is what I'm going to do. A year ago, I was building and getting ready for my first launch, which happened the end of June. So that will be an official year.
Mhm.
And I am used to the way I do things is I go all in. So I knew that I wanted to have an amazing first launch. So I hired 2 VAs right off the bat, which is not what I recommend most people do, but it's how I roll. So I did that, and I was learning how to launch. This whole new world of coaching was new to me, even though I have so much experience in marketing and advertising as an agency owner, as a creative director. I started out as an art director and a writer. I've worked on a lot of different corporate accounts, national accounts, local accounts, nonprofits. So I had all of that knowledge. You know, it's really interesting, just to take a bigger pullback. When I started, and I bet a lot of you guys will recognize this, maybe even in yourselves. When I first started thinking about this a year and a half ago, when I was first like, I want to get online and figure this out and teach, I kind of drank the Kool-Aid of, I'm going to have one of those online courses that makes tons of money, and I'm going to go sit on the beach and drink margaritas.
Oh, yeah.
I drank that Kool-Aid. And so I was like, I'm doing that. So I created a course. And
Really?
yeah, and my course had like 5 steps. It's so funny because if you listen to what happened, it was kind of ended up being awesome because I created my 5 steps to standing out online and growing an impactful brand. Well, and then I realized, oh, how that whole like complicated funnel business, there's that. Okay, the webinars, like, ew, there's that. Then it's like, let's get real. How are you going to bring in that kind of people when I have like this many followers? Because I just got on Instagram a year and a half ago.
Mm.
literally. And so I'm like, yeah, so I did some investigation. So you're going to spend about $5,000 in Facebook ads every month.
Yeah. Just to get, like, that's just to get started, and we'll go up from there.
Just to do that. It's like, yeah, that Kool-Aid's not looking so hot right now. So I was like, so I got some wise advice from other people going, you need to be coaching an online hybrid program. Like, what's that? That's where you do all your, that's what Megan does, right? But I was learning this, like, oh, well, what's that what's that all about? And then, to be honest, those 5 steps became my foundation for my whole entire flagship program.
Yeah.
That's the heart and soul of it. That course is now what I actually start all my people out in the first 6 weeks in a foundation. Thanks to Megan has guided me so much on all this. Because you can have, like, what I learned? You can have I took off like a rocket ship, and that's great, but who's going to help you once you have the rocket ship in flight, manage the rocket ship?
Yeah.
That sucker almost imploded.
Yeah.
So that's where there's so much to this. There's so much to it. But anyway, I just kind of went off on a tangent there, but a lot of people will still come to me now and say, oh, I'm going to do an online course, to make all that money, and just like, it's all going to come in. I'm like, oh, are you now? Okay, let's talk about that. Let's break that down.
Why do you think people, and I'm glad you brought this up, Debbie. I wasn't even planning on asking you about that. I didn't even know that, because we weren't working together at that time. I didn't even know that you started out with a course. But that is actually—
I never did it. I built it and then never ran it.
Okay. So that's something that in marketing, we all have to have, like, something has to be an enemy, not a person. So a person is not your enemy, just so everybody knows that. People take me literally. But like courses, complicated technology, the fancy funnels, those are my enemies, because that's like the opposite of what I teach. And it's like the opposite of my philosophy of rapid growth in a business that is highly sustainable and a little bit more profitable as well.
Yep. And
a lot of people, in my humble opinion, are kind of creating courses out of order, meaning it's not in the right order based on their growth path or the phase of business that they're in.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people go in that direction either too soon. Usually people just do it like way too soon.
Yep.
And it's usually like a pretty big flop.
Yep.
In your opinion, and just from your observation, and plus you were somebody who thought this way too, and I did in the very beginning as well.
Sounds great.
Why do people think that that's the direction to go in?
It sounds like easy money. It does. I mean, I've watched those webinars. They're like, and they highlight their people, and it's like, this could be life-changing. I could make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And once I do the work, I just sit back and do nothing. Who doesn't want that life? It's like, and it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know you and I have had this conversation. It's interesting because we both had a conversation. We both agreed. And I'm curious now, like, I believe that you need to have about $250,000 in gross revenue before you even entertain the idea. And I'm above that, and I'm still not going to do it yet.
I have the exact same number. I have always said you should be making $20,000 to $25,000 a month.
Yeah.
Which is $250,000 a year, basically. Honestly, before you even get into paid advertising. And before you start a course that costs like $1,000 or less. And most people really don't even need to have a course like that until they're like over 500,000, closer to 1 million.
That's what I was going to say. That's where I'm at now that I'm on the other side. And I've only been in this not very long, 10 months, but I've learned fast. I've had to.
Yeah.
I've had incredible growth, and you have to learn fast when you're on that train. I would say for my business, I might entertain that when I'm probably in the 1 million area.
Yep.
I don't have any business, and you and I have talked so much about like staying focused on the one thing.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. And I'm actually not even I'm on the fence on, do I want to go down the lane of even running Facebook ads? Because I also with marketing talk all about organic touch. And what's really cool about what you teach is all of this can be done with I don't have a ton of followers on Instagram. People think, oh, well, how many followers do you have? It's like hardly. I mean, I'm so excited. I think I have 1,600 and something. I mean, y'all, that's nothing. Yeah. But it's all about the relationship building within that number. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's organic advertising, and that's what's enabled me to have this kind of growth. It's always about the quality, not the number.
Yep. Okay, so you started your business 10 months ago almost. You started your business with a group coaching program. You did not do like the one-on-one. You don't do any one-on-one, right?
Not anymore. I was in the beginning. Okay. I was doing both in the beginning.
Okay, so you don't do that anymore. Yeah, I believe when we started working together at that time, so this was like September or October of last year, 2020.
Yep.
Your program, I'm pretty sure, was 6 months. I think it was 12. Program.
It was 12.
It was 12 then?
It was 12 then. I was thinking about, should I make it 6 months?
Okay, so it was 12 months then.
Yeah, you guided me a lot with that. Yes.
And I think your price point, you've raised your prices since then.
Yes.
And I think since we've worked together, you've done 3 or 4 launches?
3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You've done 3 because you've done 2 this calendar year and you did 1 before Christmas last year.
October, we were just working together. I hired you right before that and immediately made shifts in my launch because of you. December, I really made some changes that had a lot to do with you. And it's not just the launch, it's how I run my actual business and my program that I've made so many incredible up levels from working with you.
Talk about that because again, like a lot of people here want to know, they just want to have a conversation about how do I make the money? How do I get the leads? But you also have to deliver. And that honestly, Debbie, like a lot of your own personal growth and work in your own business, a lot of it has actually been on the team side and structuring and delivering your program. Absolutely. And really setting like expectations and boundaries. And it hasn't been pretty the whole time, which that's just like the reality of growing a business and working with people. So dive into a little bit of what that experience has been like for you. Well, and support and like having the support as you've navigated it.
Oh, I'll be honest. I was prepping for that October launch, and it's just life happens in funny ways. And there's Megan's having a launch. I'm like, oh, I got to get in there. Something just drew me in. I mean, you guys are here, So I'm like one of those sitting in the background, not saying anything. Don't do that. Y'all comment. But I was one of those. I don't know. Now I'm not. I'm more commenting now. But I was like, and I had a different coach, honestly, at the time. So I was just kind of observing. I'm like, she's really smart. This is really like I know, because once you've done it, it's true. But I came to her with all my questions weren't about how do I launch? How do I get everyone in? She was doing all that and she was making these little adjustments that I wasn't doing. And I noticed them like, that's so smart. Like, so I came to her, but my questions were about, I need help navigating this group I have right now. And your question, I was in right on the spot because all of your answers came from such a place of in-depth knowledge and expertise that you have. So I will say it's one thing to learn how to launch and get clients, but to have a sustainable business that's going to grow into a multi-6-figure business or even up into 7 figures, you have to understand, this is what I'm learning, how to manage a group, how to manage your team, how to build the right systems, how much to show up, how much not to, who's doing what kind of standard operating procedures, SOPs, getting that stuff in place. Mm-hmm. No one was teaching me that. No one told me the pitfalls to expect. So when I was having the pitfalls, I thought there was something wrong with me. And Meg was like, oh no, this is how it works. I'm like, it does? What? And she's like, yeah, you're going to experience this thing with your first group. They're going to feel like this when a new group comes down, and they're going to continue to feel that till you've filled it for a year. Then there's going to be this, there's going to be that. I'm like, oh my God, no one's told me this. It's like getting the keys to like the unknown, that all those things no one was teaching me. Well, it's one thing to launch. It's a whole nother thing to really serve at this higher level of excellence that I desire to do, which does grow your brand. I'm a branding expert. I know this. I wanted to have this high level of excellence. And I found myself, even with all my experience, I'm not an experienced online coach. And that's a whole different world. So, oh my gosh, there's a lot to it. But every time I've come to you, like, okay, I've seen this time before. This has happened here. Here's what to expect. Here's how you can navigate it. Here's a suggestion. But what's so great is you'll come and you'll say these things, and you don't tell me what to do. Like, this is a mark of a great leader, y'all, is they don't tell you what to do. They get you to think about it, and then you actually have the answer. You're really, it's just like bow down. I mean, it's really your leadership abilities and expertise. I'm learning how to become a better leader. Clearest way to say that I've gotten out of, my working with you. I was not getting that level of leadership previously.
Yeah. Can you share some of the, like, maybe pick 2 or 3 really significant improvements or shifts that you've made in how you run your group coaching program that's really made a difference for you as a leader and your team, but also the clients in the program? Because not only is the leadership piece impacting you as a business owner, it directly impacts your team.
Yeah.
It directly impacts the relationship that team has with each other and with you. It directly impacts your clients. It directly impacts their growth in your group coaching program. So if you could pick out just like 2 or 3 that really stand out to you, like the highlights.
Oh gosh.
Tweaks, improvements.
So many tweaks since, and I gotta tell you this too. I actually had a client say, I can see and feel the difference. They actually called you out because I'm very transparent. I share who my mentors are.
Yeah.
Since you guys have been working together. I was like, oh my gosh, wow. So kudos. Okay, so highlights. A lot of it is about structure as an overview. Megan has added a lot of really getting clear on what does that mean. And there's one thing to have structure, and there's another to have structure where it matters. It's kind of that 80-20 principle. But let's get to the 20% that's really going to move the needle. And let's the stuff that matters. So what's mattered is how I show up when I teach. And I've implemented a CEO seat, which is very much like your profit seat. With they can sign up for a 15-minute slot the entire month. That has been a game changer. That's just a little tweak. I was just kind of doing open forum, a little more loose. And it's like, that makes everyone feel very focused with a very specific, helping them get to that better question to ask. That's been a game changer. That's just a little tweak, little thing that makes everyone feel like I will have Debbie's eyes on my business at least once a month. I can put it on my calendar. If I'm busy, I can just show up for that 15 minutes, or I can choose. I have a choice. That's been huge. It's been huge for me to get clear. So that's been a huge client benefit. It's also been mutually beneficial for me and the client too, right? And like you said, it literally, and I'm seeing that if I can show up as the best version of myself as a leader, my team starts doing the same thing. And so do my clients. Everyone just starts rising together, and it's amazing. And I'll say this too. I actually had some pretty big pitfalls happen in January. And you learn, unfortunately, you learn probably the most from when you fall on your face.
Yeah.
And Megan you're always so gracious. Like, first of all, this is normal. I'm like, okay, because I'm getting in my head like, oh my God, what have I done? It's all me. And then when a client comes to you with certain things, and now I can spot it so easily, but I couldn't then, you're the first thing you said is, this is not about you. I was like, but it's got to be about me. I'm having all these people come up with these issues, and it's got to be about me. And it's like, it's not about you. And it took, like, there was a lot that happened there.
Yeah.
But it really was about them. And just hearing that and hearing how to navigate that and how to set, it's like, you have to have boundaries. Yet I'm the kind of person that leans really in with my clients. And through the work I've done with Megan, this is where it's kind of hard to put my finger on to explain to you guys, but I now have a very clear boundary, yet I'm still able to show up as me and I'm very hands-on and very all in emotionally. It's just how I am. But there is a boundary now. It wasn't there before. Yeah. And it makes everyone feel safer. And it's there now. Yeah. So boundary setting. Yeah. We talked a lot about boundary setting.
Yeah. And to your point about, you are a brand expert.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of people, I think, don't really see the total picture of what that means. And they think it's just what they're putting to the outside, like audience, who's not yet joined a program yet or a service. But you are representing your brand inside of the delivery of your programs.
Absolutely.
Because that is what is getting your clients to make progress, because the progress is what leads to their results. And from a branding perspective, you better have people who are making progress and getting some kind of results, because that is building your brand.
Oh, absolutely.
Plus, I've always called this like invisible marketing. Your best clients, your high-end clients, they're going to go talk about you out there without you even like asking them to. Yeah. They're going to go like speak your name and praise and all the things. But if you don't have things like under control, and you're not really showing up as a leader that your clients want you to be, and a leader for your business, then retention doesn't happen. Referrals don't happen. Results for your clients don't happen. The revenue doesn't continue to grow.
Right.
And again, to your point, like this isn't really a conversation that we hear too much in the industry or the online space, because everything really is all about lead gen, sales, making money. But where is the conversation about being a leader? Where's the conversation about team? Where's the conversation about how to set boundaries with your clients and how to overcome like really crunchy situations in your business with clients and with team, and navigating all of that.
Yeah.
So I love what you're sharing here.
Yeah. And to me, that's why, Megan's amazing, but it is so much more than, yes, Megan can help you like how to have a successful launch. But I think we all get so focused, just like you said, because I was in the beginning too. It's like, oh, I want to make the money and do the thing. And I definitely want to empower women. Like I knew that, but I didn't get into like, well, what does that actually look like? And how do I actually do that? Like you said, it is in my vested interest that my clients excel and not only feel empowered, but grow their business. And I'm going to be the biggest, cheerleader for that, because I want it for them. But I can't have a sustainable business if people go through a program in a year and go, well, that was fun, but I didn't get anywhere. And so everyone's growing. Everyone, the work I do, it's so interesting because it's branding, but it's so much bigger than that, because everything I do is based on your why and your purpose, which causes them to dig really deep. And I will get in there and peel at that. And so that it's literally, it sounds corny, but it becomes very life-changing for these women. And it's only women. And I attract women in midlife because that's my jam. I mean, I have people from 40 to 80. And there's common themes. And it becomes so much bigger. And to do that kind of work requires a lot of vulnerability, intimacy. And it's so much bigger than like, let's talk about marketing. And navigating that kind of vulnerability with a group of, we now have 54 women. No one taught me how to do that. Like, how do I do that? What happens when there's inevitably going to be issues? Yeah. There's inevitably going to be women that have their own fear and own struggle, and it exhibits itself in ways that are kind of like, ooh, that's crazy, weird, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part where I really, I do think coaches need coaches. And it's like, I need someone that's navigated this, that's done that, can help walk me off that. What have I done? It's like,
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're at this stage in your business. Like, oh, good to know. So if this is what happens at month 3 or 4, I may need to preempt that in my program.
Yes. Yeah.
Those kinds of things aren't talked about. The health of your program.
Yes.
Very thing. It's like you could go out and sell a bunch of new fancy electric cars. This is happening right now, right? And then all of a sudden they start crashing everywhere. Well, I know I'm thinking of Tesla. That was really sad what happened over the weekend. But if that car isn't going to be a sustainable, like, who's talking about the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all about the car. It's not just about selling the car. It's probably a bad analogy. I'm known for my bad analogies. If anyone knows me, they're like, oh my God, there she goes. But I mean, but you know what I'm saying? The industry is so focused on, let's get you money, let's get you sales. And it's like, that's awesome. But if your program starts breaking down and you don't have the right tools and expertise and someone that's done this so many times for so many years, you know?
Yeah.
So me, I mean, that's why I'm here. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, I can't imagine navigating this, trying to figure this stuff out on my own. I probably would have shut it down, because January was really, and I've been in groups that had this is what happens thing happen in month 3 or 4, and they shut them down.
Oh gosh.
They did. I was in one, like, what do you mean you're shutting it down? And it was like, did I do something wrong as a client? What happened? But now I realize, like, oh, she was going through that thing that happens.
Yeah.
Because there's ebbs and flows when you're starting out. It's like, oh, well, if I knew that, I'd probably put into place some things like expectations, managing expectations, the accountability calls, all the things I'm learning. That's another thing we're doing now, is monthly accountability calls, checking in, all those things. No one taught me that.
Yeah. Well, so the other thing, and the way that I help clients just like you structure their program, it is so that it can be scalable and you can have scalable impact. Yes. So I do want to get into that a little bit, just so that everybody's like super clear here, because what a lot of service providers and coaches online think that they have to do is keep creating like a new 6-week or a new 8-week thing. And they have to create another one and another one and another one. And then people are getting like a little discombobulated. It's like, how many of these different groups do I have to run? Because they're starting to recognize, I have to run so many of these simultaneously to even hit my financial goal. And I'm going to be so spread thin. So your program is these are my words, I call that rolling enrollment. So you've got a 12-month group coaching program. You are launching, just like we've been doing here. So you're opening the enrollment up for that program multiple times throughout the year. So every time you launch, are you launching, like, are you teaching the same content when you launch? Like, you're taking people through the same 5 days of content?
I got it. Same workbook every single time.
So it's the same material you're teaching every time you launch. You have like 300, 400 people coming in each time. They're joining the existing House of Impact program with the 55 people who are already there. So the next time you launch, people are enrolling into that same program. From your perspective as a business owner who's on a really fast track to growth, that's your only program, right? Like, that's your main bread and butter in your business.
Yes.
You know, when you kind of like future project from where you are to $1 million, whether that happens in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, doesn't matter. What's the power of having a rolling enrollment group coaching program to someone's business so that you can have scalable impact?
Oh my gosh. Okay. We've talked about this, and this is such a good topic. It's everything. Rolling enrollment. And I want to touch on this just a second, because I have some of my own clients wanting to do stuff like this. And a lot of people say, well, I want a 6-month program and I'll just do that twice a year. I'm like, okay, I hear you. But if you do that, let's run the numbers on that, because we have to be CEOs of our business. Okay. And as a CEO, I'd run those numbers and go, in a perfect world, if you hit on your very first launch and very second launch ever, your goal, that sounds awesome. But let's be real. The odds of that, you're just starting out, it may not happen. Stuff happens, guys. So that's only giving you 2 shots a year to hit your goals. If you miss them, you're still committed to that 6-month program.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you only sell 2 in 3. Well, that probably isn't going to hit your financial goals, and you're stuck. Awesome for your clients, really bad as you as a CEO.
Yeah.
So that's what I talk about. And I go, map out what that looks like if you had, like, say you're launching every other month. It's part of your business plan. And most people teach this. I now switched it down to 4 because that's just what I'm going to do right now. Because I'm doing really well with my launches. So I feel comfortable at 4 for now. I may switch it back up to 6 if I want to. But now you've got 6 opportunities to, like, fall on your face and learn, because that's what you got to do. And now maybe you got 20 something people in there with doing that. Run those numbers. So to get to 1 million, and Megan and I talked about this, because I even thought, well, don't I need to have, because we all do this. Comparisonitis is just a thing. I mean, it's a human nature thing. We look around and, well, so-and-so's got 3 programs. They've got all these, like, shouldn't I have something too? And Megan's advice was really smart. It's like, you have a very successful flagship program. What would it take to take your one thing, which is something that I really focus and talk about? That's my one thing, is my house of impact. What would it take to scale that to 1 million? And then I'm thinking, how can I scale it to 1 million and my clients still get the same impactful results?
Yeah.
Well, there's a problem, a fun problem. It's like a fun puzzle. Like, oh, that could happen. That can totally happen. I'd have a couple more Debbies that would hold them accountable, and I'd still be able to serve in the way that I want to serve. I'd have them teach specific things that are now literally, I script every talk I do out, so I will have a year's worth of curriculum. And then I can come in and do that one-on-one, like, what if you did this? What if you did that?
Yep.
That's scalable to 1 million right there. Without having one other program. In fact, I was thinking about, like, as I build, like, that actually means I'm working, like, smarter and smarter and smarter, because everything we're doing, we're making it a system that other people can come into and go, oh, here's how this works, new hire. We've already created, like, here's what we do in a launch. Here's your role exactly. Here's your script, in fact.
Yeah.
It's so scalable. And
yes.
so talk to me, it's like, of course, why would I have, okay, well, right. I have everything I need.
Yes. So let's talk numbers, just so people can see, like, okay, well, what does this actually look like? You are having 6-figure launches. You're making clearly multiple 6 figures. You are on a path to 7 figures. I really like to talk numbers because I like for people to be in reality about numbers.
Right.
We were talking about courses. When people want to do courses, the reality is, if you've got a $250,000 a year goal and you're selling a course that costs $500, just go do the math at how many people have to be in your funnel.
It's a lot.
How many people have to say yes? Only 3% of people are ever ready to say yes when we make an offer.
There's thousands and thousands. Is it 10,000s, I think, to get to that?
Yeah.
How much
don't get that?
Spend to get that? Because I ran those numbers and it was like, oh my God.
Right.
Talk to a specialist, like, starting out. And I told her, like, starting out, that's $5,000 a month just to get you started. Like,
just to get you started.
We won't even know and have the right, because this is how it works with Facebook advertising. We won't even have it, the right messaging, the right target really died in until about month 3. Yeah. And this is a very high level expert. And I know my background's in advertising. I trust her. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's probably what it's going to take.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like, I don't know if I want to, and it's a gamble. It's like, we'll see. And it's like,
yeah. So you've got a 12-month program. So this is what I want everybody to recognize, what this does for your business. And as the leader and the CEO of your business, it is your job to make sure that you have a healthy, financially healthy business, which means you have to be making decisions to keep your business financially healthy. So your program is 12 months, which means people, and are you charging $9,800 now?
Yes.
$9,800. And probably most of those people is there a larger percent of people on a monthly payment plan than paying in full?
It's so interesting. it's not quite 50-50. It's kind of like 60-40. I'd say 60% are on payments, 40% are on pay in full.
Okay. So every time you launch, you are adding to the monthly recurring revenue coming in to that one same program. So that's number one.
Yes.
Number two, you've got those payments coming in for 12 months. So you can see, you can literally project, okay, for at least 12 months, I'm going to have X amount of money coming in. When I launch again, I'm just going to add to that number. So you can literally like predict what your income is going to be in the future.
Yeah.
Now, when you've got, how many people average do you have joining your program in any given launch? What's the average?
The average is like 11.5.
Okay.
Almost
So
12.
some of your launches, it's probably been like 9 or 10, 11. Some of your launches, it's like 11, 12, 13. Have you had, let me ask you this, Debbie, have you had any launches that just like did not go really well?
Yeah, this is a great question. Here, I'll give you the numbers because they're kind of fascinating. Here's the numbers that I got on the last, I've only done like, I have everything on my chalkboard because I can see all my members and every launch. 11, first launch, it's pretty awesome, 11. 12, 1, had a bomb. And I always tease because the woman that came in, like, God love her, like she knows she's my special girl, but like you're in the special launch. She's like, I know I'm the one, It's because
it happens. Yeah, I don't care who you are. It happens.
I did. I know why it bombed, but it bombed.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting for me as a marketer to go back, and that's when you've got to really do your research and figure out exactly what happened. Like I'm a big believer. I went back and did like market research interviews with people that went through the workshop, people that didn't go through the workshop. I know exactly why it happened. A lot of it was my own intention. I was just going to run replays as a pop-up. That was the wrong intention. You're either all in or you're not.
Yeah.
And it just, okay. So then the others have been 12, and I had 12 and I just had one person leave due to health reasons. So, 11, 12. So
Okay.
they're all been 11 and 12, except the one had the one.
Cool. So for you to reach the goal of 10 to 12 people joining your $9,800 group coaching program, how many people are signing up for your 5-day to 9-day conversion event where you're inviting them into like how many people came in, like signed up on the opt-in page?
320 this time.
Okay. So out of 320 people, how many people ballpark are actually showing up and consuming
That's a really good question.
free content?
It was pretty high. I was going to sit there and run the actual percentages one day, which a CEO needs to do. And honestly, I haven't. You need to do this. It's pretty high because the first day live, we had 120 people on the live with us. So it's
less than 50%. So that's what, like 35 to 40%?
It's like in the 30% range. It's pretty high.
Which that's average. That's like,
okay.
About 30 to 5% of the people who register for anything are actually going to show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is like around a 10% conversion of the people actually showing up. But out of the people who signed up, that's the industry average, that's like a 3.5% conversion ratio from number of people who opted into the free conversion event.
From the opt-in. Okay. Yeah. That's about right.
That's industry standard, which I'm so glad to showcase these numbers because this is what people have to be in reality around.
The reality is that's a lot of work to get. That was our highest enrollment to date. Okay. And I know it's not like I've been doing this for years and years, but for us, that was the highest. So it was like a big deal to hit 320.
Yeah.
It's always been goal to hit 300 every time. And sometimes we're like 260, 280, 250. And this is like 320. Okay, here we go. And so I want to keep getting that, the higher the number of, this is important, your target audience, not just anybody, because that pop-up was not my target audience. That was another thing that happened. How we did lead gen on that. So then you're likely to have a good conversion rate. It's still a lot of work to get there.
Yeah. And you're doing no paid advertising. This is all organic.
All organic.
All organic. So everybody, really hear that. If you want, because I hear a lot of people say, like, the first time I launched, I want 20 people to join. I'm like, okay, great. How many people are going to sign up for your free event? And they won't even have a number like close to 100 people. It's like 50. I'm like, you'll be lucky if one person joins your program, because again, only 3% of people are ever ready to say yes to you when you put your offer in front of them. So, industry average is a 3% conversion ratio of all the people who even sign up. And the people who sign up, they're not all coming to consume your content live or replay. So if you want 10, 12, 15 people saying yes to your program, and let me just be really clear so everybody understands this, Debbie's program is $9,800, but it doesn't matter if your program is $700. No matter what the price point is, the percentages don't change.
So fascinating.
So there's a lot of this chatter out there like, oh, I'm going to just create something that's a few weeks, that's a few $100s, so I get all these people to say yes.
Okay, that's so important that you just said right there, because I hear that all the time. I'm just going to do a smaller something thing because, it'll be an easier yes. That is so important. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because if you want 10 people to join your $700 thing or your $500 thing or your $1,000 thing, if you want 10 people to join, you still need 300 to sign up for the free event. And then only 30 to 35% of those people are going to show up and consume your free content.
Right.
And then out of the total number of people who actually signed up for it, only 3% are going to buy. So if you want 10 people to say yes to your any price point thing, you got to do the numbers. And that's the piece where people are really out of reality about what it actually takes.
Yeah.
And then they go do it without the right wise counsel and guidance, Debbie.
Yeah.
And then they are telling themselves very incorrect, misguided, unfortunately, information about why it didn't work. Typically, we default to there's something innately wrong with me. I'm not enough. I can't do this. This is not going to work for me. Then that turns into, some people will then I don't have the right people in front of me. I don't have buyers in front of me. I had the wrong price point. And then people are making unfortunate, but like critical mistakes in the growth of their business because they don't have anybody guiding them on the proper way to set it up the first time. And then navigate this stuff that is going to happen to all of us. Like, all of us are going to have, look, I wrote a post about this and I was like, everybody's like thinking they're going to get to the top of this mountain and then you just stay there. But if you go to a mountain range, guess what? There are a lot of peaks and there are a lot of valleys. And for every peak, you are going to walk through a valley. And for every valley, you're going to have to get to the next peak. And guess what? When you get there, you're going to have to climb. Then you get to the top and then you have to go down it again. And guess what? There's a valley on the other side. But like, who do you have on your side who's like what do they call those people who like lead you from the front, like on the Inca Trail or Mount Kilimanjaro? What are they called? A Sherpa.
Yeah.
Like, who's your Sherpa who's done it before?
Need a Sherpa.
Let like when you get overheated or when you throw up or when you feel.
Tell you, you're an amazing Sherpa. This woman is, I can't even tell you. I was literally in January, you know this. I was like, I think I'm going to shut my program down. And it's like, oh my God, you have a multi-6-figure program. What? Because I was having a hard month. And you get so into it. Like, I think it's all me. I think I just need to I think I just need to shut it down. And you've seen enough of these to know this is normal. You're in a phase right now. But instead of telling me what to do, you started mapping it out like, okay, so what kind of program do you think you want to start in 2020? That's what you said, and I was like, the same one, but it'll be different. Like, great. Okay, let's talk about how it'll be different. And I'm like, it's not. Yeah. I just sat there and talked myself right out of it because you knew exactly what to say. I'm like,
yeah. Okay, Debbie. So we've talked numbers. We've talked like logistics. We've talked how to really lead a group of people once you have those clients, because that's a whole nother ballgame that people are not thinking about.
Whole nother
We talked about some of the how-to. Here's what I would love for you to share with anybody listening to this. Mm-hmm. There's a certain way that in order for you to create what you've created, to be having six-figure launches, to have 300 plus people sign up for your conversion events, for you to be able to navigate hiring team, managing team coming in and out, dealing with some uncomfortable conversations with clients. Look, all of us are going to experience all of that. And some people are going to get to the other side of it and some people aren't, or some people are never going to let themselves get there because they're so afraid of that. And really the biggest difference is not the marketing, it's not the sales, it's not the strategy, it's not the tactics, it's not the coach, it's the way that you think. Mm-hmm. You have to be thinking in a certain way, like you, Debbie, you have to be thinking in a certain way to be able to create what you've created and navigate what you've navigated in only 10 months.
Yeah.
How do you think? Like everybody wants to know, how'd you do it? How'd you get the six-figure? Like, tell me the formula. Well, yeah, we can do all that. And we do all that, but you're thinking in a very certain way. How do you think about your growth, about consistency, about moving forward, about navigating challenges when it doesn't feel good?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think that because I've run several businesses and I've done a lot of face plants in my past, I've had a lot of like mountain peaks and valleys already. I pull on that. And so for me, I'm just one of those people that when I set a goal, failure is not an option. And then that includes even when you fall down, okay, pick yourself up. You just scabbed your knees. Great. You keep going. I have that mindset. Mm-hmm. Like, I know what I signed up for. I've been an entrepreneur for 27 years. There's a lot of people that think what I do is insane and can't even understand my way of life. I've had so many people during my life say, why don't you just go and get a real job? I want the freedom and I'm willing to fight for it. And I'm willing to say that failure is not an option. Okay, I had a launch where one person signed up. I want to figure out why, what happened. And I don't go immediately to, it must have been me. And I mean, you do there for a second. Like, did I just do well? It's like, no, it was the same launch. But the intention was different. You have to start looking at yourself a lot. Mm-hmm. How did I show up differently? How did I lead gen differently? Oh, I did do that differently. That's true. I did a pop-up. Well, that didn't work for me. Won't do that again. Let's go and I look at what went wrong. How can I improve it? But at the end of the day, that next launch was like, we will hit 12 people. We will bring 12 women in that need this. And then I believe in the work I do. Mm-hmm. And we did. Mm-hmm. We got 12 people in on the next launch, mm-hmm. and the next launch, and the next launch. And mm-hmm. every time we raised our prices by at least $1,000. So the last mm-hmm. 2 launches have been six-figure launches, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And that's working with you. And I guess what I would say is, you hear the word mindset kicked around a lot. And this is also something that you and I talked about that I have changed significantly in my program, is you can have all of the, like, your zone of genius and what the world needs from you. Because I think everyone out there has something that the world really does need from you. But in order to grow a really successful business, you yourself have to have the right mindset. And one thing that, I'm getting a lot of that from you, as well as a leadership mindset and the mindset work in your program, but also taking that and making that almost within my program. I'd say it's at least 30% of my program now is mindset. And I do now have a mindset coach, because you have to have those elements of those aspects of not blaming yourself for problems, looking for solutions, always looking for solutions, always saying, I got this. Mm-hmm. And to me personally, like, failure is not an option. So what's next? How are we going to solve this one?
Yeah. I got this. What's next?
Yeah, that really is.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, Debbie. So
I mean, that's the key though. Even when everything seems like it's going to shit.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So you're having back-to-back six-figure launches. You've got this amazing program. You have 55 clients. What's next for you? Like what's next for you? What are you focused on for the rest of this year, even as we head into 2022?
Well, after having a talk with you, I thought I was still gonna like, don't I need other programs? And it's like, okay, wise counsel. Like, I'm just gonna focus on my one thing. I'm going to make it such a fine-tuned, sweet, oiled machine and keep looking for areas of improvement and possibility. I think you can keep refining and refining and refining not only the launch, because we're also setting up like, okay, the next launch, every email, like look at the open rates from the last one. Like there's little tweaks and adjustments you can make so the next one's even more smooth, more ease, more flow. I want to get to a place where my launches are just flowing. I'm finally at a place, I can't believe, I used to be terrified of video. I almost did not do this because of my fear of being on live video.
Wow. And
here I am, like, and I'm goofy, I'm a little silly. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
It's getting comfortable with me showing up. And I actually really enjoy my launches now, which I cannot believe I'm saying that.
You do, you love them.
I do. They're fun. And I share all kinds of nutty stories because they're like truth stories. And I know that other women in my space have just as much fear about going on video. So I share a lot of fun stories.
Yeah.
But I see just really taking my flagship program, House of Impact, and just making it as magnificent as I can for not only me, but for my clients.
Yeah.
And just with your guidance, it's like, well, that will be a 7-figure business over time.
Yes.
And I've grown so fast that I think I need to just kind of hold for a while,
Well, you need to know when to do that as well, right? Like you need to know when to stabilize.
Yes.
You need to know when to like press the gas pedal a little more. You need to know when to like slow it down just a little bit.
Yeah, because it started to grow too fast.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I actually had a startup that grew so fast, we had to just dismantle, which I didn't know was a thing. But you can grow so fast that it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can grow super fast that it doesn't work. And I was also sharing earlier this week that you also can't go slow. You need to slow. Your business is gonna.
No, I'll say this too. When you asked about how do you do it, I am a very fast action taker. Now, some people might look at me and say she's impulsive. I don't think it's impulsive. I think it's, like I said, I have run a lot of businesses before, and I'm really getting so much better about listening to my intuition. And when I see something and I know it's a yes, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you know it, you can't hesitate. You just got to go. And you usually have to go. I'd say every time, in fact, you go before you're ready. You're never going to be ready. There's no such thing as ready to launch. You just go.
Yeah, you do.
Do it messy and you learn.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's end on that, Debbie.
Okay.
Messy and you learn.
You do.
There you go. Awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much. Everybody is like, people are loving this conversation. So loving it.
Yeah. Well, I can't say enough about just my growth with you. It's phenomenal. I'm so grateful.
Well, it's fun. It's fun, when someone like you comes along and you are so available, capable, and willing. Like the client has to be capable, able, and willing. Yes. You have to be willing to walk through the freaking fire. You have to be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You have to be ready to go out there literally into like a wide open like space of the unknown. Like it almost feels like you're like going into outer space and you don't know what's out there. Yes. You're going to find out.
Yeah. I think I know Liz had a really great story that I'll botch, but it's like you're in a raft going down a river and you have no idea what's around the corner. None. And you're like, I'm all in. I have no idea what's around the corner. Woohoo! You have to have that level of comfort with fear.
Yeah. And trust.
Trust.
And trusting yourself that no matter what crosses your path, you will figure it out and you will get through it. Yeah. And there will be light on the other side of that. Like you have to move forward with that type of mentality and those types of thoughts, or else growing a business will eat you alive. It will eat you alive, and it will chew you up, it will spit you out. It will spit you out if you are not ready to bring it at that level.
I agree. You really have to be ready to jump in that raft. Yeah. Even if you're afraid of water and you can't swim, you got to have the life jacket on, and it really helps if you have a guide in the back of that damn boat.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Especially if you fall overboard. Like that happens.
Guess what? You're going to fall overboard. I fell overboard so many times. And I mean, you know this. I was SOSing you in January. Like, oh, I'm overboard. I think I'm going to pull the raft over.
Like, I am in the water and I am sinking. What is happening?
And Megan's like, I got you. I'm pulling a paddle out right now. Just come grab it. Come on. I mean, it's true though.
Yeah. And all you have to do is grab the paddle.
Just got to grab the paddle.
That's how easy it actually, I shouldn't say the word easy, but like that's all you have to do is reach your hand out, let go of the branch that's in the middle where the waves are crashing you, grab the paddle, and somebody will pull your tail in.
That's right.
But you gotta be available for that. Like you gotta get there. You gotta meet
available. And I am a huge advocate of hire people smarter than you. That's another thing I didn't add. When you are new in business or any business you're starting, to do it all alone is flat out foolish and most likely unattainable. I seriously, I did not do this on my own. I hired people smarter than me.
Yeah. And none of your businesses did you do any of that by yourself?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Amazing.
I know.
I mean, we can just keep chatting forever.
I know. I'm so grateful.
Yes. Well, Debbie, thank you so much. We will have you back. Let's have you back like towards the end of the year in the fall and do an update on where you're at and how things are going. I think people really appreciate, kind of like tracking people along through the growth. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. Awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much. You have so much praise here in the comments, so make sure you come back and check those out. Everybody is just loving hearing your story. And I know you've been super inspiring to all the women who are here checking you out.
It's all doable. You just got to put yourself out there.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Thanks, Debbie. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.